So what's up everybody, Black Clover 341 translations are out. This chapter was pretty quick. I liked the huge reveal at the end. The only thing I didn't really like about this chapter that it felt too fast paced. I wish there was a transition between last chapter and this chapter. It felt kind of like everything is going fast paced in my opinion, but still, I like this chapter. I like we're heading towards a backstory. Hopefully Asta will be aware as to what exactly happened with Ichika, because from what it looks like, I don't know if Ichika is telling Asta the backstory or Ichika is just remembering that day when Yami left. But yes, let's get into my Black Clover 341 review. First of all, if you like anime, manga reviews, discussion, spoilers, and theories, definitely hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, comment, switch him in with some false copyright strikes. So let's get this channel back to 5,000. Also, Nero Mega Man is going through some hard times. He had a family member that passed away, so definitely send out best wishes to him. So the beginning of this chapter was kind of like so fast to me that I didn't really understand what was going on. You kind of just get thrown these new characters, and I wasn't really feeling it at first, but we do get information as to who they are. And I thought there was actually 4 different Ryuzen that was introduced in this chapter, but it's actually only 3. So we only have seen 4 out of the 7 Ryuzen, which is good because that means that there's 3 more that we need to see, and I'm excited about that. But the ones that we've seen so far, they all seem to have different personalities that I kind of expected them to be like a type of order and like a strict same type of people, but it looks like they're just a bunch of wild personalities, and I like it. Hopefully they're not anything to do like with the 8 generals of the Diamond Kingdom or the Heart Kingdoms. Like I forget whatever order 𝚲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛 is, but they didn't really have any personality at all. We didn't really get to understand them. The only one we really like got any type of involvement or any type of character development was with 𝚲𝚙𝚎. But here we see that the 3 Ryuzens actually are characters. They have a personality and the interaction with them is priceless. One of them is called, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last names. I'm just going to pronounce the names, which I think are the first names. So there's one with an Oni mask, which I'm really happy that they brought Onis in the story. Even though it's a mask, I hope we see Onis in Black Clover, and maybe Onis are like actual devils or the Land of the Rising Sun's version of devils. That would be very interesting. 𝚲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛. Okay, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Don't attack me if I mispronounce it, but he's the one with the Oni mask. And then you got Zetten. He just looks like a normal average guy, a little bit overweight. And then you have, I think her name is Kamari. To be honest, she looks kind of Indian. Like she looks like she comes from this Indian subcontinent because she has dark skin, which is very interesting because we haven't really seen dark-skinned people in Black Clover now that I think about it. So she has a little tan, and I love to see more people with tans in Black Clover. I didn't really think about that, and I wonder if she's actually from the Land of the Rising Sun or her family's coming from different places. But knowing Japan, there are places where people are more brown skinned, so I really like that. They're all doing Zetten, attacking Asta. Asta's just flying over the place, getting beat up. Zetten says, "You're the one that Ryu spoke of, you're the foreigner." They're basically saying, "Welcome to the Land of the Rising Sun," and Asta's just on the floor knocked out. I think that's funny. And then of course Fumito is the voice of reason. He is that type of person saying, "I believe you laid him flat." That's hilarious to me. Fumito says, "I'll heal him." And then Kamari, she says something about Asta's hair, which is very interesting because I was looking at her, I was like, man, she has also blonde hair too. But she later reveals that she dyes her hair. I wonder, where did she get that dye? How would they know to dye their hair that color? Like, I'm telling you, there's a communication between the continent of the Clover Kingdom and the Land of the Rising Sun. There's like some type of trade. I'm pretty sure there's business people going back and forth because like she dyed her hair that color, but how does she get that dye? To me, somebody's there bringing that product, that hair dye product. Kamari's saying, "Does everybody in your country have hair like yours?" Asta's like, "No, people have all types of colors, silver, orange." She's all excited, like, "Oh my god, this is crazy." The guy with the Oni mask, I can't even pronounce his name. I'm just gonna call him the guy with the Oni mask. "You claim to be a shinobi, Imari. Just what are you doing with all that makeup and that getup? You claim to be a shinobi, but you certainly don't present yourself like one." And then she's like, "Coming from the dude who has a weird mask, you're always a stick in the mud." That's hilarious because like you already see the back and forth between them. You could see that the guy with the Oni mask, he's serious about everything. There's shinobis. Basically, shinobis are ninjas. I mean, I knew ninjas were gonna happen, but I didn't expect the 7 Ryuzen to be ninjas. Like I thought they were all gonna be like samurais. So it's interesting to see that, hey, they're also ninjas too. There's ninjas, samurais. I wonder if some of them can use like the shuriken and use Zetten with the shuriken. That'll be very interesting. Komari, she's basically telling the guy with the Oni mask, chill out, don't overthink things, just relax. Oni mask It's like, you have no shame, speak no further. You are a horrible representation of the people of the land of the rising sun. She does look kind of Western. Most of the people, especially women in the land of the rising sun, aren't going to be like her. She's just very giddity. She seems to be not that law and order type of person. She seems to be like, I like to be free. So it does make sense as to why she dyed her hair that way. This kind of represents more Western or more the Clover Kingdom side. So I'm guessing, even though foreigners are looked with suspicion, once again, I'm telling y'all, there's somebody in the land of the rising sun has some type of communication or trade with people from the continent of the Clover Kingdom. Kamari's like, this country lacks energy. That's why I always got to be pumped for everyone. And then Onimaz is like, that would be horrible. And she's like, why would that be horrible if it's totally adorable? Bards, I didn't mean to rhyme. Adorable and horrible. I had no idea they rhyme with each other. And then Zeman is a creep, basically, because he likes Kamari and her outfits. And she feels creeped out. Ryu's basically telling everybody that, are y'all having fun? He's saying, hey, it seems like the three of them are busy. He's sorry that he has to ask them to train Asta. And they're like, Ryu will do anything. Then they're like, yeah, let's give it one more shot. And Asta's like, yes. So I feel this chapter went by too quickly. It's too fast-paced, in my opinion. I understand Black Clover is a fast-paced manga, but I feel like we should have more slowed down as to learning a little bit more about them, because they were just introduced and then boom, training, they disappeared, and then a day has basically gone. So I don't know, in my opinion, this chapter was too fast-paced for me, but Black Clover is known to be fast-paced. However, what's gonna happen now moving forward that one day passed? Because now we're seeing that it's nighttime. Asta's laying on the floor saying they mopped the floor with me, and he realizes that even without using mana or magic, they beat him up. He's realizing Zetten is really amazing. So magic in the land of the rising sun is called Yojutsu. I said that in the spoiler video. I'm happy that it got clarified as to what's the difference between them. And this is another part where I think Asta's, he's low-key a fighting genius, or at least a key genius. And I know y'all said the reason why Asta's so easily learning ki is because he's staying in Lasita's womb for 9 months and she stole life energy. So it makes sense that Asta will be very adept with life energy, which is key. Asta learns just from the close combat that people use Zetten differently, and that it's a power of 10 altogether. When they kick, they use 2 kicks, which equals 10, and then when they punch, they do 5 punches with the power of 2, which equals 10. I wonder what else Zetten can do. I'm guessing Asta doesn't fully understand with Zetten. He's just getting the basics, so I wonder if there's other ways to use Zetten. I wonder what is the way to use Zetten with your sword, because Zetten, apparently the person that created it was able to cut the heavens. So with a sword, this is going to be so crazy. Like, it would be amazing how one swing using Zetten would be. I wonder how that will play out. Asta's looking at the sky and he's like, wow, I wonder what everybody's doing. And Ichika comes back. Asta is trying to figure out how to call Ichika. He's like, how should I call you? San, Don, Chan. Basically out of respect. Asta asks, I'm 18, how about you? And Ichika says, I'm 24. Asta's like, I thought you were my age. And she's like, nah, don't call me childish. I like the fact that Ichika is like, just call me Ichika. It's a moment where she actually starts becoming closer to Asta and tries to at least trust him in a way, because at first she didn't really like him. He was a foreigner. She didn't think much of him, but Asta's constantly showing that he's a genuine person. So I really like that this was like a step forward as to her opening up, which what happens in this chapter. Ichika says, despite the appearance, Ryu-sama is actually extremely busy. The administration of the land of rising sun is still unstable. I said this in the spoiler video, but I definitely think that there's a lot of independent states within the land of rising sun that do not want to be governed by the shogun. We're probably gonna have like an isolation period type of samurai battle. I'd be so interested to see that, where we see like 2 different opponents fighting to be the shogun of that region. I could see Asta helping out Ryu, make sure that the states that want to be independent, Asta helps them out to be under the rule of Ryu. I'm just throwing it out there. Ichika says Ryu uses Tenjutsu to govern this nation. I can't even pronounce that. Don't attack me. With his right eye, he's able to see every phenomenon taking place in the present. Tenjutsu, or however you pronounce that, is actually just clairvoyance, you know, foresight. Asta's trying to figure out what does it mean. Ichika's like, you fool, you will never understand how amazing Ryu is. He has no mana or Rukuyu, but he's able to unite the land of the rising sun with his clairvoyance, wisdom, and sheer popularity. A loser like you will never understand. Ryu is amazing. I really like that. It was a really adorable moment for her, because it's showing how much she cares about him as a person that most likely helped her out when Yami left. It shows that she's a human. She's not a robot. We kind of got that robot feeling from her, but this shows she's somebody with feelings. Ichika says, even if I dislike you for his sake, I will look after you. That's how much I trust him. She goes, it's not just because he's the shogun, I'm also deeply indebted to him. And Asta explains basically he feels the same way about Yami. She didn't like that because her memory of Yami is very negative. Because I'm telling y'all, I'm pretty sure Yami got scapegoated, but in her opinion, she thinks Yami actually killed her family, her clan. And I think it has to do something with devil worshipping or Oni summoning, something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Ichika gets mad, says, don't talk about that man. He's worse than trash. Asa's trying to figure out like, how are you going to say that about your brother? And she said, he annihilated our whole entire clan. And then you see the flashback starting. Yami's like, hey, Ichika, stay close. You know, a lot of y'all have been saying that this is like Itachi type of style. I don't think it's going to be Itachi type of style. Tabata loves to get inspiration from different works and then spin it to create his own thing. So even though it seems that Yami might have actually killed his family, I don't think that's the case. I think Yami is just being scapegoat by something that he might have done, or maybe he did some actions that caused the family to suffer the consequences, because you know how Japan is heavily on clans and all these type of things. So that's probably what happened. I don't think Yami actually killed his family like in Naruto. It's too much like Itachi. Tabata wouldn't copy Naruto. He would get inspiration from Naruto and then make it his own. Similar to when Libe and Asta fought each other, it was completely different. It was similar to how like Naruto and Kurama fought against each other, and similar setup, but the results were completely different and the backstory was completely different. So that's what I'm saying. This is going to be very interesting when this is revealed. I will make a video as to what I think happened, but that's basically all I have to say about this chapter. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Black Clover 341. Did you like this video? Do you think Yami actually killed his family, or do you think he was set up and he had to leave the land of the rising sun because of it? Do you think maybe Ichika might have done something on accident causing the family to die, but Yami, being the older brother, decided to take that blame on himself so that Ichika can live a good life, or at least a life in the land of the rising sun? Do you think this chapter was a little fast paced for you? I think it was, in my opinion, but the reveal at the end was really good. What do you think about the 3 new Ryuzen that we saw? Apparently they're all shinobis, they're all ninjas. What do you think Zetten will look like once Asta is able to use that with his sword? Like if you liked the video, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here.